In the currency quadrant today, taking a look at the March Euro futures contract, that's the Euro currency, down most of the day as the reversal continues. On the upside, 119.77 was only up 10 basis points, but on the downside, below 119, 118.94 and a half was the low. That was down 59 basis points. Got back above there on the settlement to settle around 119.17 or so. That was down 43 basis points. We are now back to levels of November 2020, and we broke out of a 4-month channel to the upside on around November 25th of 2020 on our way to 124.38. We've since fallen from that high clearly, and we're now back at the baseline top of that channel, that 4-month channel that we broke out of. So it's very interesting to see over the next few days what happens to that particular currency, whether it breaks back into that channel or whether that channel acts as really good support. Now, U.S. yields jumped after non-farm payrolls. U.S. yields have been slowly pulling up European yields. That differential's pretty wide, but eventually it pulls them up. And we had that jump after that strong non-farm payrolls report. The non-farm payrolls report, though, 372 on the headline, was actually a huge chunk of it was food service and bar jobs, drinking establishments. So that could go back in if we don't get a handle on COVID cases and if the vaccine rollout doesn't continue. Europe is behind in the vaccine rollout versus some major countries like the UK and the US, but those yields will be a problem for Europe if they can't get under control, and therefore a problem for the euro currency. It could actually strengthen, which is not necessarily what the ECB wants. Now, speaking of the ECB, we've got an ECB meeting next week along with some inflation data. That inflation data is global. It's coming out of China, US, and Germany, and that'll all have some small impact on the euro currency, but we'll be waiting on that ECB meeting to see what they say about potentially doing more asset activity or not, given what's happening with yields.